Hello, second graders. Welcome to a new social study. Please get exploring who we are book and let's start. We're still talking about maps, place, and environment in our chapter. This is chapter 2. We learn about different maps and we know that map help us to find places. We will be talking today about where am I in the world. So please open your book, page 60, and let's see. For this map, for this lesson, you will be learning and talking about location and how to use the grid maps and other tools. So if you look at this picture, you can see there are two children using a map to find certain place or certain area. So as we know, maps help us find locations. Doesn't have to be, it could be inside the country or out in a different place or different continent. All right, find places on a grid maps. There are different ways you can find and describe a location on a map. A map on the next page is called a grid map, this one, page 63. A grid map is divided by lines. The lines form squares, as you see. A letter plus a number make the name of each square. So as you see, we have letters here on both sides and we have numbers on the top and on the bottom. All right. This makes the map easier to use. To name a square in the grid map, the letter goes first and then the number. So we're going to say A1, that's a school. B1, that's a soccer field. So find the top left square on the map. It's in row A, and the number at the top is, and the number of the bottom is 1. So this square is called A1. Go down 3 squares to find D, and then D1. So that's the duck pond in the square D1. So look for the fire department. What is the name of the square on the grid? So look for the fire department. Here, the fire department. You see D, that's the letter, and we see number 3. So that square number would be D3. Any kind of map can be made into a grid map. On a physical map, you can tell someone where a mountain is with the name of its square. So this would be helpful for physical map. All right. So what do you think of the title when it says find places on a grid map? So what are we talking about? What kind of places this will? So we're talking about describing locations and how to find places. All right. Circle the letters and numbers at the top, bottom, and sides of the map. So we have them all. You can see over here. These are the numbers, and here's are the letters. So you can circle these. All right, highlights the squares where you find the soccer field. So go for the soccer field, and I see B1. So you can highlight this. The barber store or the barber shop. Let's see where the barber shop. So C3. And then the movie theater, D4. All right. So this is like a simple activity. All right. Let's go for the next page. Now we have the key details. We know key details are important piece of information in the text or the pictures, or now since we're learning about maps. So based on what we learned and read about the grid maps, let's see what we can put here. We have 3 boxes that we need to add details. So the first one is done for you. A grid map has lines that form squares, right? So what's the other 2 things we learned? And there are letters and numbers. right? And then the letters and numbers of a box tell the location of something. So we have 3 details for the grid map. We know that the grid map has lines that form squares. That's the first details that's done for you. Now let's put more details and more information. Okay, we know that there are letters. They are on the sides of the map. And we also know and learn that numbers are at the top and the bottom, right? Let's try to make this smaller to fit here so we can add more details. All right, let's write another piece for more details in this box. So what we have, we know now that the letters, the numbers, the square of the box tell the location of something. And as we saw, when we had the previous page, we were looking at the neighborhood grid map. So we know how to go to the barber store or barber shop. We know about the soccer field. We saw the movie theater, fire departments, and all the location for places in previous page for the neighborhood grid map. All right. Let's go for page 65 and see what we have. We're going to read a passage for page 72 to 77, and we need to answer this question. So what do we have here? Use your skills to look for details about locations and how to describe them. Use this chart to help you organize your notes and thoughts. So we're going to look at details to put it here. We're going to look about locations, how to get them, and what's important. All right. Where am I in the world? Kinds of locations. Everything has a location. Small things and big things all have locations. Things in your classroom have locations. Your school has a location. Even the place where you are sitting or standing right now is a location on Earth. Think about where you are right now. Look around. You are in a room. The room is in a school, and the school is in a town. These are all ways to talk about your location. Look here. Addresses tell us locations too. We use other words to describe locations too. Words like next, next to, between, above, and below help us know where something is. Look at the map, find your state, what's next to it, what's between. So over here, we are in California. We know that we have from on the west, we have the Pacific Ocean. On east, we have Nevada. Above California, we have Oregon. And then we have Mexico. So this is all places that near or states or water like near the state of California. All right, great map of the United States. Map skills. Maps can help you see exactly where a place is. If we use a grid to tell the location of the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C., can you find it? Remember, we have the symbol. Very good. tell what Washington, Oregon, and California are all next to. Oregon, they're all next to. Very good. So we have different places, and the map help us to find it. And that squares we just read and learn about, the great maps help us also to find the location, that what's on the left, what's on the right, above or between. The location of the United States. The United States is in North America. Many different countries make up North America. Canada is the largest country. El Salvador is one of the smallest countries. Small island countries are even smaller. So we know that small islands are even smaller than countries. North America has many different kinds of landforms or shapes on the land. There are huge mountains and large flat plains. Mountains run along the western part of North America, all the way from Mexico to Alaska. All right. Three large oceans are Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. Surround North America, 5 Great Lakes, Michigan, Huron, Erie, Ontario, and Superior are located between Canada and the United States. There are also many rivers. One of the longest rivers in North America is Mississippi River. So we have here things that we using it. We have the Campus Rose, and this is the title of a map, North America. Then we have Campus Rose that show direction, north, east, west, south. And we have map scale that give you distance. And then we have the map key that it has symbol that represent places. And then we have the date that this map made on that time, 2017, as we see. Right. So let's go to our question and see. Now we're looking for details to fill our boxes over here. So what do we have? We need to find 3 details for how the maps to organize our thoughts, and we need to find about how the maps and location and how to describe them. So in the previous, we used the grid map, and we talked about that there are letters and numbers, and the location of the letters and numbers can give us the name of the square, which is a part of something. So now, if we look at the maps, what can we say? We say the maps show us location. We need to write this down. We need to add 3 details. So let's say we now find that everything has location. Remember when we say you have a location in your class, and your class have a location in a school, and the school have a location in a city or in a street. So everything have a location. Right. Another detail. We use words such as above, below, between to tell us and help us to describe the locations. So we used words like above, below, tell us location for places we're looking for. And it's also help us to give direction. And then we know that maps and globes can show us where place in this world. So we can write this down. Maps. Globes show us where a place is. If I'm looking for a city or a country or a beach or a continent, I can just look at the map or look at the globes. So we'll find that place I'm looking for. Looking for the highest mountain, looking for the smallest island. So we can, all what you need, just look at either the map or the globe. All right. Okay. Let's go for that next page, and we see that next exercise we have to. All right. Now, this is like a little revision for all what we covered. Let's help you make sure that you understood the lesson. So define what is a location. Location tells where a place is. Any place, every place you remember has a location. So location tells where a place is. All right. Write and cite evidence. Write about your location in the world. So you can write about what state or the country or continent. You can write about even the location, like the classroom location, or if you're at home, you can write which state, which area in that state, or the country or the continent that you're living in. Right. Let's see this activity, page 67. A friend wants to know where your state is. Use what you read to write a description of its location. So let's see. You need to tell a person which state are you living in. So this could be how you describe the location of your state. So if you're in the United States or North America, and you can look at the map and go back and you see the borders or that's nearby your state, if there's a special oceans or big mountain or big islands or another countries or states that nearby where you live. So this is something that you can have fun, and you can Google it, and you can use your map if you have a paper map or globe, or you can just use pictures from your tablets through Google. All right. So today's lesson, we learn about how to find place on a grid map. We learn on the grid map is there are letters and numbers that help us to find and give the location. We know that the grid maps also shows squares. We learn about locations, where places, and we learn about also using words such as above, between, and close to or near to give direction of places or to describe where is your state or where's your location. All right, that was it for today's lesson, second graders. Thank you.